When President Obama today blasted Republicans for refusing to extend unemployment benefits, you could practically hear Democrats across the country saying, finally. The president said the same Republicans who created this deficit and gave tax cuts to the wealthy won't help those out of work now. Come November, we may look back and say, this is the day that the midterm election campaign really began.
For a long time, there's been a tradition under both Democratic and Republican presidents to offer relief to the unemployed. That was certainly the case under my predecessor when Republican senators voted several times to extend emergency unemployment benefits. And I have to say, after years of championing policies that turned a record surplus into a massive deficit, the same people who didn't have any problem spending hundreds of billions of dollars on tax breaks for the wealthiest Americans are now saying we shouldn't offer relief to middle-class Americans like Jim or Leslie or Denise who really need help. It's time to stop holding workers laid off in this recession hostage to Washington politics. It's time to do what's right, not for the next election, but for the middle class. We've got to stop blocking emergency relief for Americans who are out of work. We've got to extend unemployment insurance. We need to pass those tax cuts for small businesses and the lending for small businesses.
Come to Washington or any big city around 6 o'clock in the morning, guys, and see who's waiting for the bus to go to work in the morning. The poor people. They're out there trying to get to work. And any time a job opens, an entry-level job, as I said the other day, at any hotel or any business in any big city, the lines go around the block. So people who say people don't want to work are lying, or at least they're refusing to see the facts. The poor people get up the earliest. They catch public transportation if they can find it, and they go to work. And 9 tenths out of 10. And that's what's going on, and that's why you got to keep thinking about what side are you on sometimes. Here's the president today. Let's listen.
Over the past few weeks, a majority of senators have tried, not once, not twice, but 3 times, to extend emergency relief on a temporary basis. Each time, a partisan minority in the Senate has used parliamentary maneuvers to block a vote, denying millions of people who are out of work much-needed relief. And these leaders in the Senate who are advancing a misguided notion that emergency relief somehow discourages people from looking for a job should talk to these folks.
There's an old expression, Charlie, that the Tory party's the stupid party. I don't think so. I think the Republicans have calculated who's going to vote this November. The unemployed are not going to vote. The poor people aren't going to vote. The worried people aren't going to vote. The angry people are going to vote. The better off people are going to vote. And that's who they're talking to here. Go after deficits, blame it on the Democrats, screw the working guy who's out of work, because they figured that guy or that woman isn't going to work for them. Let's be brutal, Clarence. Is it a real calculation by the Republicans that the better off people, the people above the national economic average, are saying, I want to keep my tax cuts. I'm smart enough to vote Republican if I want that goal. And I know a lot of pain out there. I'm not a compassionate conservative this year. It's every man and every woman for himself this time around. I don't even want to pretend to be compassionate this time. Screw the people who are unemployed. I want my taxes cut and kept cut.
There's no question that their base feels like this jobless benefits only help to keep people unemployed, keep them lazy. That's what I'm hearing in emails from Tea Party folks and other members of the Republican base right now. But the thing is, though, in those districts where
you're hearing from the
happy
people, Clarence.
I'm sorry? Say?
You're hearing from the happy people.
Happy people, right.